What is up, guys? I hope you're all doing well today, and welcome back to another Awaken video. So today we're going to have just kind of a little free-form talking, giving you some of the tips and tricks and things I do in order to completely, or almost completely, 100% every event that comes through as a free-to-play. So up to this point, being like a little over 2 months in, like 2.5 months in, I want to say, I've completed, I want to say all but like 2, maybe 3 events that came across, just on happened to be on really busy days. I didn't have a lot of time to play or something along those lines, but I've almost completed every single event being 100% free to play, which I would preface with saying I do log in consistently. I tend to at least do my dailies every day, with maybe 1 day missed every week or 2. But generally, I at least get on once a day, get all my dailies done, and finish out doing all that. So I don't play a ridiculous amount, so it's not terribly hard to get the things you need to 100% the events, but there's definitely some tips and tricks you can use to have a better time doing it and make it a little easier on yourself. So the first main tip I would give is use the events as a guide to what you're doing in the game currently. And we'll go into the events here and I'll let you know what I mean. So right now we have an energy cost event. The only thing you have to do for this is spend energy to earn event points and win rewards. As you can see, we've still got, I want to say like say 7-8 more hours. I've been a little slower on this one, but as you can see, I'm almost done here. All you have to do is use energy. It's super simple. So during an event like this would be a good time to farm XP in the campaign, which I've done a little bit of, or what I've done mostly for this one is to heavily farm in the no man's land for my ability points, because what you do doesn't matter. All you have to do is spend energy, so you can do whatever you'd like as long as it uses energy. So I've been throwing a whole bunch of energy at the flame lizard. I had quite a few of the meal coupons saved up, so I've been throwing a whole bunch there, getting a bunch of my abilities upgraded on characters, and it makes it a lot easier. One of the ways I've done this particular event a lot quicker is saving up a bunch of meal coupons. I come in here and I tend to do like stage 7 or 8. I am able to auto all of the stages in No Man's Land, but I do 7 and 8 quite a bit faster than I do stage 9. I need a lot more of the low and mid tier gems rather than just exclusively the ones for legendaries. So I don't mind farming a bit lower when it's a lot faster. Helps me burn energy a lot quicker, which in turn gets me through the event a lot faster. So though it would technically be more efficient to do it on stage 9, just for the sake of coming down to the last day and needing to burn a bunch of energy, I've been throwing a whole bunch right in here. But that's one little way I complete the energy use events much quicker. But back to the overall scope of things, using the events as a strategy for what you should be working on in the game works out really well. So as you can see, coming up in 5 hours going into the next day, it'll be a gear collection. So if you're being efficient, what this would mean is this is a good time to spend a lot of time in the gear dungeons or in the campaign itself, because you can get okay points out of doing campaign, but mostly it would be gear farming in the dungeons. And then from there, you would earn gear enhancement stuff while doing the dungeons, which you could take on to the next event doing the gear enhancement. So this would be a good time to enhance a whole bunch of gear. Moving from there, you'd go back to the arena event. So they kind of flow together all really well, where doing one helps you build resources towards doing the next one. And it seems like they've kept doing that pretty consistently, so almost always you'll get a gear collection and then a gear enhancement, and then from there it might change a little bit. I haven't seen a complete pattern to it, but a lot of the times it'll go back to an Arena of Glory event. You'll earn a lot of energy, you'll earn a lot of meal coupons through getting the arena tokens. You can spend 4 meal coupons, so doing the arena event will give you a lot of energy, which usually seems to rotate back into an energy cost or a champion enhancement event, which obviously having a lot of energy for and a lot of XP saved up works out really well. So just kind of following each event as it goes is a really nice way to get a lot of rewards for doing things you already need to do while giving you extra rewards for doing it. And because of saving rewards, so like right now, I would not be leveling champions right now. I'd be leaving most of this as is. I wouldn't be spending my jelly, and then I'd be saving all of that I earn until you get a champion enhancement. And as you can see right now, what I have done is I'm sitting on a couple of 50s that I'm waiting to level up to 60. So when we get a champion enhancement event, I have a bunch of champions ready to go up to 6-star. So I can just throw a whole bunch of jelly at leveling a couple champions I've picked out. And this time, as you can see here, I've got quite a few 5-star level 50 champions. I believe this next advancement event, I'm planning to try and take Hector and Santis both to 6-star. We'll see how far I get. So for right now, I'm trying to save all my jelly, save all of the blue summoning crystals so that I can summon for a whole bunch of food all at once, and then use the quick promote tab, and that'll help me get through a lot of points really, really quickly. But if I was doing all this right now, I wouldn't be getting anything for it, and when that event actually rolls around, I'd be lacking of resources and have to use more resources in order to get the event complete. And so I just really use it as a guide for going through each thing. So now we'll go through and talk about a few of the other specific events and how I like to save resources for them. So obviously right now we're in an energy cost event. So the way I save up for these beforehand is I do a lot of, I went to the completely wrong place there. I try to do a lot of arena. Mostly because you get passive energy that you can use however you like, but mostly I like to save up these tokens, and as I think I said in a recent video, I like to come in here and buy a whole bunch of meal coupons. I have, event points and trial tokens and all kinds of other little things that I could use for meal coupons, but other than the daily diamond ones, like right here, pick up those. I find the arena ones to be a very reliable resource for getting energy because you get 1 for 20 tokens, and especially if you're in the lower tier of arena, it's very easy to plow through, get a bunch of meal coupons, and that can help you a lot when you hit one of these energy cost events. So that works out really well. The gear collection, pretty similar here. You mostly just need energy and to be at a stage where you can farm in the gear dungeons. I also do a lot of campaign farming during the gear collection, just because it's kind of a dual purpose because I'm getting jelly and I'm slowly completing the gear collection event. The gear enhancement one can be a little trickier just because there aren't tons of ways to get the gear enhancement charms. The couple ways I like to do it are through the dispatches. You can actually get a pretty good amount here. We might do a little tiny video going over this, so I won't go crazy explaining this, but you can get a decent amount of gear tokens here. I like to passively build those up. And then I think I've got a few ready on one character here. The other thing I like to do going into gear enhancement events is I will prep a bunch of gear at level 14. So I will go in, I will throw, all kinds of just blue and green gear, just garbage gear. I'll throw it into items during the week for my dailies that I've earned from farming the campaign and other things. Just slowly creep up the level of gear that I would like to take to 15. But then I leave it at 14 that way, which I'll deselect all these and show you. So when that event rolls around, 15 being the highest, you get a lot of points in one go for getting it to 15. So I'll leave one just like this. I'll come in, which obviously I'd be a little smarter about how I use those there, but you come in and with just one little swoop you can hit a level 15, which is a ton of points in those events. So when you have multiple gear pieces set up like that, you can use less gear charms to get a whole bunch of points really quickly, finish those out, and not have to spend a ton of time trying to grind out gear charms in the endless dungeon, which is over here, which can be a pretty time-intensive area of the game. I do recommend doing these when you can. You do get decent rewards, a whole bunch of different things, and you do get a lot of gear tokens, which make that a lot easier. But I generally like to just save those up, wait for the gear enhancement events, prep gear beforehand using the normal campaign items you get in regular gear and whatnot, and it makes it go a lot smoother. And the Arena of Glory event. So this one I personally have a little more trouble with, but I know how one would do it easier. So I personally, as a free-to-play, am sitting at the bottom of Platinum 5. So this is kind of roughly where I top out. I can win some here, I lose some here, but I've kind of plateaued between Platinum 5 and Platinum 3, I want to say. So I don't really advance much further than that right now until I build a stronger arena team or upgrade my existing champions. So this is kind of where I've sat, and you kind of have two options here. So you can set up a really weak arena defense, tank your rating, and get really, really low, whether it's, low silver, low bronze. It doesn't really matter where you are, but you fall a lot lower than what you're capable of winning in. That way, when an Arena of Glory event comes up, you can get a lot of really, really easy wins, get a lot of points quickly, and get that event finished out pretty darn easily. The disadvantage to doing that is your weekly gems for reaching certain ranks in the arena will be a lot lower. I have chosen to try and stay in Platinum because I get 300 gems a week, which, as you can see over here, amongst other things, has been a really nice way of saving up a lot of gems. So how you go about the arena one specifically is going to really be up to you. I don't think either way is wrong. Like I said, I've chosen to try and stay high up in arena for the extra gems and rewards, but I could very easily see dropping it all down just to be able to complete those events and get all the free stuff there. So it's just kind of depends on what you want to do. So that one you can kind of play however you like. And then the last one that I can think of off the top of my head without it being shown right in there is the champion promotion ones. So the way I like to do this is throughout farming during the other events, getting all the extra jelly saved up, getting all the summoning crystals, the blue ones from doing campaign. I like to save a lot of these. I don't have too many currently because of a recent event, but I like to come in when that event starts, buy a whole bunch of these, just opened hundreds of these things. I think on the last event I opened like 600 of these guys, which is not too crazy to get, so don't let that number scare you. It's really not hard to come by these guys. But I'll get a whole bunch of those all at once at the beginning of the champion promotion events, and then I'll come in here, and then I'll just start quick promoting all of them, because you want to hit them all at a 3-star, which I believe is the cap for the quick promote, and just moving all of those low tier heroes to 2 and 3-star. We're talking about, you know, by the hundreds, because you'll have a ton of these guys when you save up the summoning crystals. That alone gets you a lot of points. I usually start each hero promotion event with like 2 or 3 reward tiers completed just from leveling up the food just to 3-star. And then from in there, you know, you do your normal thing where you start leveling your food, bringing them up to 4 and 5-star. And then, like I said, I like to have a couple champions on deck at 50 maxed, ready to be taken to 6-star as soon as I get everything completed. And as you can see here, I've already got some in the works right there, ready from last time. After I completed it, I saved them so that I'm closer to completing it. I've got another foodie here that's partway leveled up. And then I don't have too much else right now, but this is a bunch of my 3-stars from the quick promote from after the last event. And I just like to save them. You hold on to it, you wait to level, and hit it all during a champion advancement, and you'll get a lot of extra rewards. So as you can see, it's really not too insane to complete all of the events as a free-to-play. It can be a little tough, especially if you're not an everyday player. And if that is the case and you're kind of just a casual, play a little bit here and there, just pick the ones you want. So I myself don't go too hard in the arena one. Like I said, I've chosen how I want to run the arena one. Pretty much the only event I don't worry about too much. All the others aren't too bad and I like to complete them. But just use your best judgment, pick the things that work for you, and get some extra rewards for doing normal things in the game. It really pays off in the end. You get a lot of nice extra stuff for it, and they keep it nice and in line, so there's almost always something to be working on. It's very rare that there's just no events happening whatsoever. So it can almost always be a nice way of directing what you should be doing in the game currently. And I really like the way the events are panning out. There's a lot of nice rewards. I've really enjoyed them, and it adds a nice direction to what I should be doing in the game. And they're really fun. If you guys have any other tips that you like to use to get through events easily, let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear how you guys handle events and what you do about them, and which ones you like or dislike or bow out of. And thanks for watching, guys. I hope this was helpful, and I will see you next time. Bye.